I just want to share something about something I've been thinking about or I've been pondering about. There's this verse that says you cannot serve two masters. You either serve God or money. You cannot serve both God and money. That is in the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 24. And I was wondering now, what does this mean? And I was thinking in line that there is also a verse that says in the book of Matthew 19:23 that it is very hard for a rich man to enter God's kingdom. And now I was wondering, if you cannot serve God and money at both times, it means if you serve God, does it mean if you serve God, you will not serve money? And if you serve money, it means you don't have God. And if you are, it's hard for a rich person to enter heaven, does it mean that we should be poor? So these are some of the things I was thinking about. And I came to realize we cannot say that now when you are rich, you don't have God. There are people in the Bible that we see they were very rich, the likes of Job, the like of our father Abraham, and many more. Solomon, we are told that he was very wealthy, they were very wealthy, and still they served God. So being a Christian does not mean that you should be poor. There are some people who think that we need to be poor too, just thinking about heaven and things of heaven. We are living in this world, and there are some things that are needed that they need money. So you can be a Christian and be rich. We can be Christian and be rich. That mentality, and I think it's an African mentality, that we need just to be focused on heaven and forget how to live here on earth. You can just focus on heaven, but you'll have to pay your bills, you have to educate your children, you have to wear clothes, good clothes, you have to buy cars, you have to possess lands. So as much as we are heaven-minded, we need to also be earthly. We need to know how we live this life. We need to pray to God to help us to know how to manage these things. The reason why it is asked that it's said that you cannot have both money and God. One thing with money is that it tends to control us. It tends to make us make decisions without involving God when we have money. But when we don't have money, and most of us, we can agree, when we don't have money, we seem to be sensitive, very sensitive. We need to be very thoughtful, like we are sober. We can think the little we have, we know how to spend it very well. We can account for it. We can spend where it matters most. But when we have an extra amount of money, we tend not to reason. We tend not to think. Money seems to control us. And that's what Jesus was referring to. When money has become the most preoccupation of your lifestyle, it tells you where you should be, what you should do because you have money. You think that now it has become your master. Money, like fire, is a good servant, but not a good master. And that's what Jesus was referring. Because it means now what we need to pray or ask God for is the grace to handle or to let money serve us, not us to serve the money. Because most of the time, even me personally, sometimes I get myself making very irrational decisions when I have money or I have an excess money. I'll end up buying things that I not planned. I'll end up doing things or going to places that maybe I not planned. So in one way or the other, money becomes our master. And that's what Jesus was referring. Sometimes we leave money to control us. Money is supposed to serve us. It's supposed to make our life convenient here on earth, even as we walk in heaven. But once it moves that position where it becomes a master, and this it can be even when you look at a person like Nebuchadnezzar, when he thought that, I've done this and I can do this. The same with the rich fool. He said, I've gained a lot, I'll destroy the small bands and create another. That means that the man here become his master. And that's what Jesus was asking or refuting. He was saying that is not the way it should be. But now when you are having God and you have money, but you don't have pride, you don't do anything without acknowledging it to God. You don't do anything without asking God. You need to have money under you. You need to have money. Even if you have money, you need to consult God. In fact, I usually say the most time that you need God more is when you have money than when you don't have money. Why? Because when you have money, you have a tendency to think that you can get anything you want without asking, without struggling. I want to go somewhere, I'll just pay this amount and go. And in the real sense, if maybe you could have asked God, you could have not gone that place, because some of the places maybe we go or the things we do, we come to regret later because we did not involve God. And there's a good person like David, and that's what we're told, he was a man after God's heart, because he used to consult God in every matter. Even when he saw that everything is falling in place, he had to consult. So money is good, a good servant, but it should not be a good master. God is the one who's supposed to be always the master. When we have, when we don't have, especially when we have, we need to submit our possession. We need to submit our money. We need to submit what we have to God, to Him, to remain the master forever. So may God help us. even if he blesses us. And that's why he told the children of Israel, he warned them, when you have built houses, when you have established yourself, when you have enough to eat, do not forget the Lord your God. Because we tend to forget God when everything is working well. When there is money, when there is abundance, when everything is working out, we tend to forget God. And that's why he gave a warning. Even to us, even to me, it's a warning. When God elevates me, one thing I need to check is my pride. One thing I will need to check is my remembrance of God every time. So may God help you and me to allow the money to be our servant but not our master. God alone and Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, to be the master. To be the master. To be the master. So may God help you and me. Scripture reference, Matthew chapter 6 verse 24 and Matthew chapter 19:23, talking about a young man who was rich, and he came to Jesus to claim himself or to prove himself to be good. But Jesus told him, go and sell your possession and follow me if you want to be perfect. So may God help us. Shalom, shalom.